Three, two, one.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday. It is November 8th. Is it November 8th already?
It is. It's Monday, November 8th. This is Talent Talk. I am Jurgen, one of your co-hosts today, and next to me also is...
I'm Davina, and it is so good to be here this morning. Beautiful day. Sun is shining where I am and where you are, right?
Oh, absolutely. It is sunny Chandler, Arizona. And it is actually, you know what? I'm a bit of a time traveler today because it is already 9 o'clock where I'm at.
Well, that's either, I don't know if that's
Of
sure.
course. What time is it where you're at? It's 8 o'clock. I mean, I'm already in the future.
You're already in the future.
I'm already in the future.
Yeah. So we are excited. We actually today are going to be talking about we've got a great happy event that's going to be coming up this week, and this ties into the community that we get to serve as well. And we're going to be talking about Tumwater.
Yes. Isn't that exciting? Like
It is.
it is. As a part of our family of offices, we have an announcement, something that's going to happen on Friday, where we are going to be more a part of the community than we have ever been in the past. We've always served the community within Thurston County. So many of our friends and clients are members of the Tumwater community and residents, and just adore Tumwater.
Yeah. So we'll talk a little bit more about our opening of our new location in Tumwater. But you know what? What's really cool, and we haven't really done this before, is talked about what some of the services that our communities that we serve have, and so it feels like it's really timely. Parks and Rec is really a big part. You know, even when I grew up, you know, utilizing Parks and Rec services of the city that we lived in was really a big deal, you know, and that still is a staple in the communities that we serve, and we feel it's really appropriate to talk about Parks and Rec and their role in the community, and specifically in Tumwater. So you're going to learn something today. You're going to be educated and schooled, and we're excited to have our guest on that's going to just talk to us about what he does. There is a trivia question, though, that is related to this same subject, isn't it?
There absolutely is. And this is what it is. According to a study by NRPA, what percentage of the American public said they utilize parks and recreational services?
Huh.
So now
the numbers are all high.
They're so tightly grouped.
They are.
There's no outlier. 67% is A, and you can put your answer in the chat. 67% is A. B is 75%. C is 80%, and D is 72%.
You know what's interesting is I would have thought the number was lower than that, because I don't know, but you know, I'm gonna go for I don't know, maybe B.
You know what? I was saying the same thing. 3/4 is it's not a round number, but it feels like a round number as a part of the 25, 50, 75, 100. 3/4 of the people, you know what? I could believe it depending on how they measure it, though, because there are a lot of events within a city that still, whether or not an individual has reached out and gotten a reservation or done something specifically in the park themselves, they probably attended something that's managed by Parks and Recreations.
Mm-hmm. I think it's either B or D, honestly. So
you're not feeling 67%.
I'm not feeling 67%. I'm not.
I get it. I'm feeling 75. Like literally, I woke up and I'm feeling 75.
You look good.
But yeah, I appreciate it.
All right.
So, who's our guest?
Well, our guest is actually here with us from the city of Tumwater Parks and Recreation. He is the recreation manager of the city of Tumwater Parks and Recreation. Actually, has been in that position for like 21 years. So I was saying in the back, it's been since we were born, Jurgen. He's been um, doing his
Well, it was after we were
thing.
born, for sure.
So we are honored to bring into the show today. Let's welcome Todd Anderson.
Good
Good
morning, Todd.
morning.
Morning.
So glad that you are here. How are you?
Doing good. Thank you.
Good. And we're just really glad to have you on and to be able to talk a little bit about Parks and Recreation. And Jurgen and I, obviously, we were kidding when we said you've been in for since we were born, but it has been literally 21 years that you've been a part of Parks and Recreation. So we figured you were super qualified to talk to us about how things have evolved in the last couple of decades. Also, give us a little bit about you and where you're from, and being a part of the community and working in the community, I think is really crucial too. So give us a little bit of history about who Todd Anderson is, and then what does Parks and Recreation do?
Okay. Well, I'm just happy to still have some hair in 21 years. So I went to high school at Timberline High School, and then I got my AA from South Puget Sound, and I went up to Western, and I attended their Parks and Recreation and Leisure Services, and I majored in that and minored in Spanish. And then part of that program is you intern with a Parks and Rec department or business, and I was focused on community recreation. And so I reached out to Tumwater at the time, and I actually did my internship with Tumwater for a summer, and then went back to the program, graduated, and spent about a year or two with different experiences, work related, and some in Parks and Rec, some in leisure recreation like cruise ships, and was fortunate to apply and get the recreation supervisor position with the city of Tumwater. So I started there as a rec supervisor, mainly focused on youth and teens, recreation classes, special events, and we've kind of grown from there. And now I'm the rec manager, overseeing all our rec programs, special events, and things like that. So that's kind of who Todd Anderson is, I guess.
Wow.
Well, and I have a wife and then 3 daughters and a stepson, and so I actually live and work in Tumwater. It was important to me to live where I work, especially in this job where our whole thing is to make our community better. And so I actually live and work in Tumwater. So
Nice.
Awesome.
Todd, you did say something that is pretty incredible. 21 years. I mean, congratulations on that. And for you to, when it was your first job out of the program, getting engaged in Parks and Recs, when you first got it, it was a job. I mean, it was a job in the field that you studied for. But to be there for 21 years after the fact, what is it about Tumwater, what you do, Parks and Recs, that has you still there and just having a leadership role in what's going on there?
yeah, when I got hired, I told my boss, Chuck Denny, he's the Parks Rec director, that I'd at least be here 5 years. And I love working for not just our Parks and Rec department, but the city. I feel like it's always been kind of a growing, evolving city. One thing I love about my job is I'm not just focused on one thing. We do a lot of different things because we are kind of a smaller department. But yeah, it's the people you work with, it's the city, the leadership, and just you still have kind of that small sense of town, but kind of big city ideas, and I like that. So
that's good.
That is good. So we talk about Parks and Rec and in general, and you mentioned when you started, you're working with youth and teens. Like what does Parks and Rec? I mean, I know it's kind of a big question, but when you say you oversee, I mean, like you're the man, because you said events and all. I'm like, wow, that's You're wearing some big shoes is what I'm saying. But here, what do you like when you're talking about an overview of what Parks and Recreation does? Can you talk a little bit about the programs that you do oversee or implement there in the city of Tumwater?
Sure. And, we have a great team, so it's not just me. I mean, I do have some big feet, but I've got a lot of great staff and volunteers that make all our programs happen. So, but yeah, I'll highlight some of the programs we do. The youth and teen, what I mentioned when I started, the big one we do is called the Tumwater Youth Program. And we offer late night programs for grade school, middle school, high school kids throughout the year. Those have kind of changed a little bit with COVID, but we've been still able to offer, things for them either outside or smaller numbers. But that's our most popular youth program. We usually see about 200 to 300 at each event that we do. And so that's when we take over a school and we have, dance, activities, arts and crafts, inflatables, food. It's a big party. It's a lot of fun. Then we also oversee the Old Town Center. That's where my office is across the old brewery, and that's a senior center. So Monday through Friday, the seniors can come hang out 8 to 2:30, and then we feed them lunch from 11:30 to 12:30. And that's a great program down here. And upstairs, we rent the space to a childcare. We have 3 childcare rooms up here at the Old Town Center. We also do a lot of sports activities. We're known across the South Sound and further for our youth basketball program, which is kicking off right now. We have actually a record of 460 recreation players that signed up. So you're talking about 45 rec teams. So those are grade school, middle school teams. And then we have a competitive league as well. And so total, we're talking about 75 to 80 teams that we run our youth basketball program in the wintertime, and that kicks off next week. So that's been big, getting ready for. We have a youth baseball in the spring. And then we also operate our golf course, Tumwater Valley Golf Course, which is down in the valley, which is very popular and been very popular through COVID. Barely can get a tee time. So, and then we're also known for our events. Our biggest one is the 4th of July. Of course, we do a parade, which will be down a little bit from you guys on Capitol. And we get about 8,000 people at that every year. And then we do our festival. We usually do our festival. We were only able to shoot fireworks off last year, but hopefully we'll be able to do a festival again. And that's down at our golf course and the driving range. We've gotten up to 20,000 people for that, which is a lot. And then Brewfest is our second most popular event that's growing, and that's the 3rd Saturday in August. And this was our 8th year. We were able to do that event. We had about 3,000 people come to that. But yeah, so we do a lot of community events throughout the year. We just got done with our Halloween family pumpkin painting party where we gave out 250 pumpkins, and families could come and paint their pumpkins, hang out with some music, or they could take their pumpkins and kits home. So we kind of are doing hybrid events right now where if you don't feel comfortable, staying, you can take the stuff with you. And now we're gearing up for our Christmas tree lighting event, which is the 2nd Saturday of December, 1 to 5:30 at our fire department. And that's where we invite our local choir groups of the elementary, high school kids come and they sing, perform. Santa's there. And so it's a good time. We see about 2,500 people come to that. So.
Wow. Todd, I am impressed. You did that whole thing without looking at notes. You kind of mind like a steel trap.
Yeah.
That's incredible. We're really, really excited to be joining into the Tumwater community, not just doing business in Tumwater, but actually being located in Tumwater and serving with that local, hyper-local presence in there. The market, as far as real estate goes, is still really, really super hot in Tumwater, as it is throughout Thurston County. You're a Thurston County, kind of a lifelong Thurston County person, and you've been with Parks and Recs for 21 years. What are some things? Because we have seen a lot of change in Tumwater We've seen a lot of growth. You mentioned like Brewfest and the brewery row, the things that are going on in development and industry. What have you been seeing in Tumwater that's been exciting and has been changing? And as you're a resident of Tumwater and work in Tumwater, that you're excited for in the future coming up?
Well, one thing key to people, moving here is the atmosphere, the community, also the schools. We have a really good school system, and they're always ahead of the game, expanding and buying new land to build. That's exciting to me. We have a good working relationship with them. Also, when you talk about the craft district or brewery, that's exciting. So we're creating a craft district down by the golf course, the old brewery, or across from the old brewery. That's exciting. South Puget Sound's there. Heritage Distilling. There's going to be amphitheater, so a lot of possibilities for community activities down there. That's exciting to me. We're very fortunate too that we have a golf course with a 10-acre driving range, because we can do a lot of big events on that range. So that's unique. But yeah, and then new businesses coming to Tumwater is exciting. It seems like, we might get a Wendy's soon, so that's good. But yeah, and
I love their chili.
yeah. So, and you'll see apartments are going up, houses, like it's really blowing up here, and it's because people love Tumwater, love the history, but also that kind of small town, big city feel. I think you still can go to Costco if you need to, and but we have lots of local parks. We have about 12 around, and we're expanding too. The big exciting thing is we became a metro park district not too long ago, and so that involves us creating 4 new neighborhood parks. Community center is going to happen out of that. So big things from that too.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. There's, definitely a draw. I mean, I think about, where's the place to go, and it feels like Tumwater is becoming a destination city. So this is really exciting. Yes, Christina says so many exciting updates coming to Tumwater. Growth is definitely a good sign of health in a community. One of the things, and just going back to Parks and Rec, and we were talking about the implementation. There are so many I'm like fun. All the events that you were talking about, I'm like fun. Okay, fun. Check. Fun. A lot of fun things that are happening, bringing people together, giving an outlet for youth, kids, seniors to have activities to participate in. And these events happen by a lot of power of volunteers. Can you talk a little bit about the importance of volunteering in the community and how people can actually get involved?
Yeah, thanks for the segue. We actually kind of took over the Volunteer Tumwater program after COVID kind of hit. And so we have, all our programs, events happen mainly, we have the core staff, but they would not happen without volunteers, all our programs and events. To give you an idea, with 70, so 45 recreation basketball teams, you need at least 2 volunteer coaches for each of those teams. So that's an idea of how we use volunteers. All our events that we do is volunteer focused, and so we seek volunteers to run them. We did our cleanup drop-off event at the end of September, and that was all volunteer run, where we had about 20 to 25 volunteers help us with that event. So our youth program, we have 3 or 4 staff, and then we need at least 20 volunteers, adult volunteers, to run those programs, just to have supervision at those schools. And so, and they're volunteers that stick with us for a long time. They see the value. They usually start because their kids get in the program, and then we usually snag them on until they get too cool about high school that they don't they don't want their parents around, or middle school. But yeah, we rely heavily on volunteers, and we couldn't do our programs and events without them. So, and businesses like you, get involved, and help out a lot with events that we do, and it's neat.
Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to that. And, kind of Davian had mentioned at the beginning, fun, fun, fun. And it does check those fun boxes. But I'm curious about, for you, being a part of the community already, and you've been there for a long time. What do you like in Tumwater? What is it that you enjoy doing in Tumwater? Like, what sparks your big interest, like gets you going? And then, do you have any, is there anything about Tumwater that is kind of a small gem that maybe unless you're there, people just might not know about, but you'd love to point out?
Sure. Well, I love our parks, our trails. I'm a golfer, so I love our golf course.
Yeah, Tumwater Falls too has a great.
Yeah. Yep. And so, but for me, I just like take my kids around and go into parks and utilizing that space. There are some gems that people might not know. A couple, we have a overlook park, which is on Tumwater Hill, under the water tower, kind of by the water tower. And that has a great view of downtown Olympia. So you should check that out. Some people don't know about that. We also have a park called Deschutes Valley Park, which is kind of in the older neighborhood of Tumwater off T Street. And that was a project we did with Lot from downtown Olympia. And on top of that, so we put a park on top of a 1.5 million gallon reserve tank. And that tank actually pipes water from downtown up, reclaimed water. And then we use that to water our golf course. And so that's kind of a gem. And there's a lot of local art in that park that you might not notice, but if you can look and just appreciate the art that's at that park and the view of the golf course and realize that we're actually one of the few golf courses that water our golf course with reclaimed water, I think that's a gem as well. So of course, Pioneer Park's our most popular park. That's where the river is and everybody parks and goes down the river. You should check out the historical park and the Falls Park. We put a new trail about from the Falls restaurant to historical park. It's really neat. So that was about a year ago that opened up.
You can really get in touch with nature with and the outdoors in Tumwater, can't you?
Yeah, you sure can.
I feel like I want to go park hopping now, right?
You should, yeah. There's also small pocket parks, that you'll find V Street. So we're actually going to build to a Deschutes Valley Trail from Deschutes Park all the way through that will go through the kind of by the Craft District and then into Falls Park. So pretty soon they'll be connected. You can walk from there all the way downtown and back. So
wow,
that's awesome.
That is awesome. So as we get close to our time, and here we are, I just can't believe, okay, so we've gone through COVID, right? I mean, we're still going through COVID, but 2020 was really a reset, step back. 2021 has been, I feel like it's been a year of reinvention and growth. As we get into 2022, or, just, can you tell us, how you guys, one of the things that you mentioned earlier was, you've had some hybrid things going on. As we get into 2022, is there anything that Parks and Recs is really looking forward to really like? This is our year. Anything that come to mind?
Well, it took us a while at first, where we couldn't do much. And, all the rules and regulations changed so much. And so we kind of had to shift gears of what we couldn't do to what we can do, and plan our events and programs to those guidelines of what we could do. And that's kind of how we've been approaching it as we go, like with the basketball. We just work with the Thurston County Health Department a lot on adjusting our programs, events to fit whatever guidelines in place. We get suggestions from there, from them of what we could do to make our event safer. Or we've been offering camps and childcare after school through this as well. So adjusting those programs. It's been a rethinking of how we do our events, not just like trying to like wait until we can go back to what we used to do, but actually figuring out what we can do and then adjusting our programs and events towards that. And so pumpkin painting was a perfect example where we had it outside under a covered area, spaced out tables, and people could stay if they want, spread out and paint their pumpkins, or we had kits where they could just take them and go home, and about 50% stayed and 50% took them home. So it worked out pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And like our Christmas tree choir, we're gonna have lots of choirs coming, so we spaced it out longer, so each choir starts each hour, and then there's a bigger chunk of time where we won't have those large crowds gathered. So we're doing things like that to our programs.
That's good.
Yeah.
As we're just reaching the end here, Todd, definitely appreciate your coming aboard and appreciate your insight into Tumwater and some of the things that are in there, especially on that Parks and Rec side, because it is a part of Tumwater's beauty. I mean, it's one of the attractors that people, when they're in Tumwater, that they really love, and it is a little bit of a jewel there. On Friday we didn't put up anything official yet. We're going there. We kind of skipped around, but we are doing our grand opening for the Tumwater office on Friday, and we are definitely looking forward to seeing you there. And if anybody wants to meet you as well, learn a little more about Parks and Rec, you'll be there. I can always reach out to you. If somebody is wanting to reach out to Parks and Recs, to you, or they want to volunteer or be engaged or involved, how would they go about doing that?
Probably the best way is our website at Tumwater Parks and Recreation. All our programs, events, classes are listed on there. And there's also, if you're interested in becoming a volunteer, you could find the info how to do that as well. They're probably the best. And you can always email me. I'm on there, so I can answer any questions you have.
Beautiful.
And here's a quick question, because everyone, people that are watching, obviously are not a resident of Tumwater, and maybe they're not as familiar with Tumwater, but they're like, I'm really interested in events. Do you have to be a resident of Tumwater to participate in the events, or in the classes and the things that are offered?
No, not usually. Just our senior program, you have to be 55 or older. That's about the only stipulation. And but yeah, no, our events are open to the public, and so with our youth programs and some basketball, you have to usually either we mainly want to serve our students and kids, but we can try to get as many as we can from outside the district.
All right.
Nice.
That sounds good. So thank you so much. I think why don't we keep them on? If you want to stay on, we have our trivia question. It's at that time now to bring our trivia question on, and let's bring that up again.
Yeah, one more time. It's according to a study by NRPA. What percentage of the American public said they utilize parks and recreation services? And we've got 67%, 75%, 80%, and 72% corresponding with A, B, C, and D. And you know what? When you were talking, Todd, we did. There was something I kind of forgot. Many of the sports leagues, the baseball or basketball and such, are actually sponsored through Parks and Rec. So, yeah, that definitely opens up even more people who utilize those services.
Yeah.
What's your guess, Todd?
Well, I kind of know it. B. B was my guess.
Oh, B, 75.
I thought he said E. I'm like, that's not on there.
No, B, 75%, I think, is what
So I think 75%. Okay, so we're on the same page here. Either we said 75 or 72. So I don't see that anyone had put in. I know we haven't actually. Pat said hello. We got Christina's message up there. We didn't get any guesses. Anyone's guessing? We're at 75 and 72. Any more guesses out there? Let's see. What is our answer? 75%.
Nailed it.
Yep.
It's a plank and a board and a hammer, and nailed it. Okay.
Yep. Christina. Very good, Christina.
All right.
That is good, and that's important to just support what the community is providing for residents, for youth, seniors. So it's all children, babies.
Yeah.
You talked about the child care, everything from beginning to latter in years. So we really appreciate the opportunity to talk to you and for you to join us. And looking forward to getting out and doing some stuff in Tumwater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the city, and glad you're part of it. And I'll stop by Friday and meet you in person.
Appreciate
Thank
it,
you
neighbor.
so much. Looking forward to it. Thank you, Todd. You have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day and the week. Enjoy the sunshine.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks
Thank
for-
you.
Bye.
Wow, that's so good.
Yeah, it's definitely excited. And you know what? We didn't actually say through that time exactly what was going on Friday. So now is as good a time as any. And we even have, prior to this, for the past 4 or 5 episodes, if we want to call them that, podcasts, broadcasts, we were wearing our pink. So we have a nice update on there as well. But first,
Yeah.
this Friday, 3 o'clock, we have our Tumwater office grand opening. And if you're looking at that little box and you're saying, I don't know what it says. Well, guess what? Here you go. It's this Friday, November 12th, from 3 to 6 o'clock. That's the address, 6101 Capitol Boulevard, Southwest, Suite A, in your city of Tumwater. You can dial the number on the screen if you want to make a reservation. You can reach us at the email address, talentgroup@johnlscott.com, or you can also reach us at online at johnlscott, or johnlscotttalent.com or talentgroup.johnlscott.com. Those will get you there. We are excited to be a part of the community. And what's happening at 3:30?
Yep. So at 3:30, we have our official ribbon cutting ceremony. So the Thurston Chamber of Commerce is going to that for us, and we'll actually cut it official and celebrate. And then, as you mentioned, there was a number, for reservation, and you don't have to make a reservation come. It's just nice
Not at
to know how many people. We'll have some snacks and some games. We'll have raffles, a free raffle events, and so we'll be giving away free stuff. So it just great time to come and celebrate. We love to see the community out, and whether you live in Tumwater or outside, just come by, say hi anytime between 3 and 6. But that ribbon cutting ceremony is right at 3:30.
Yeah, in the business sense, it's called a grand opening, but really in the neighborhood sense, it's much more of a welcome to the neighborhood open house. That just wanting to meet our new neighbors and really find out how we can be of service, because ultimately that's all we're looking to do is be of service.
Yep.
And just provide value all the time. So
Yep, absolutely. So yep, and just check out our Facebook page to just get more information about the events, raffles, everything that's going on. And we are we're excited for just the growth and the opportunity. So it really is an honor to be able to expand our area of service and specifically plant ourselves in a neighborhood. So
yes. And you know what? If we had the ticker music, something like that,
yes,
that would be an awesome time, because last month we spent the month kind of in support of breast cancer awareness. It is the month of October's thing. We were working on raising monies, and we had a goal of raising $5,000 for the cancer research to look for a cure and really be a contribution, because that is one of the core tenets. The vision statement for John L. Scott is living life as a contribution. So we wanted to put that not as words, but into action. So we wrapped up with an in-house poker party. We just did that and had just a lot of fun celebrating with brokers inside the office, affiliates. And we have a final tally, or at least an unofficial, as the end of the night. There may actually be a little bit more, but Do you remember that number, Davina?
Yeah, you know what? Okay, so I can see Christy in the back, like shaking her head. Christy, do you want to pop in? Are you good to? She's like, no. Really? Are you
It's
sure?
okay. She
Okay,
could put it in the final chat or in the.
there
Oh,
she
there we
is.
go.
She's like, okay, I'll do it.
You're muted though.
I said, you convinced me. I was not camera ready today,
Oh,
but,
you look beautiful.
but I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here.
So, Christy, we all know Christy. And you know what, Christy? Yeah, Christy has been a huge part of our team and also our getting all this stuff together and grabbing the numbers. And we've just had a lot of fun. Our marketing team has been amazing with
Riley, Jared.
Yes, you guys just rocked it. And we're just really excited that how did we do? Our goal was to get at least 5,000. And we did a final push at our pink poker night on Friday. And how did we do, Christy?
So we had a goal of $5,000. By the end of the night, and we are still tattling some numbers on the back end, we were able to raise, is it up here? All right, here you go. We were able to raise $5,711.
Yay!
Honestly, it was all due to the contributions of the team and everyone who shared out that link. We really appreciate not only meeting our goal, but definitely surpassing our goal. And we're very excited to have even a bigger goal next year and to help raise more funds for breast cancer research. The event was amazing. We had a guest speaker. We had a bunch of people playing poker. There was raffles. It was an amazing night. Went very smooth, especially for it being our first time ever. The team, honestly, you guys, the team did so good getting everything together. It went seamlessly. So thank you for everyone who donated, and a huge thank you for everyone who helped put this together and make this this goal us surpass our goal. So we're very, very excited and fortunate that we were able to, do this for our community.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. We had someone who, as a quick little speaker in there, who actually was proactive, or actually was a survivor, and then because of the BRCA gene, I believe it is, being passed down familially, or genetically as well, her daughter actually took matters in her own hands and took preemptive action to remove and restructure. And just the story is incredible. But one of the things that resonated with me was something I think gets missed oftentimes, is just talking about what the impact of donations really is. So often the donations that were made, 10, 15, 20 years prior are the root benefit to what is helping the research and the cures and the things that are happening today. The donations that we're making today are going to be impacting the next generation coming up and being able to help save lives or make lives better. That helped change perspective just a little bit on that donation.
Yeah, and the way she explained how it actually is local. It's not like you're just pouring money in and it's just going out and you don't know what's actually happened. She explained, where the actual money is going, and even the smallest donations, how much of a big impact it made, and it just made that night even more worth everything we were doing.
Yeah, making strides.
Absolutely. So, way to go, team. And, that's one thing, is just living life as a contribution, and how we can, do little together, make such a huge impact when we be bold, so, so it's
Definitely.
good. Yeah.
Okay.
So thank you. Yeah, Christy, and appreciate you coming on. Great to see your face this morning.
Thank you. I wasn't ready for camera today, but
girl, hey, you rock it. Even you know what? You're not ready is ready. I'm just saying. Okay.
Every day.
Yeah. So, all right. So what else do we have going on before we wrap up today? We've got a few more minutes, and And we're gonna just wrap up anything else that's going on this week.
Real quick, we've got a business meeting on Wednesday from 9 to 10 o'clock. And if you're in real estate or you'd like to just pop in, you're more than welcome to. Just private message us. We'd love to send you a link and invite you into one of our business meetings on Friday. I'm not sure that we have any classes specific outside of that this week, but on Friday we have a forms class with Steve Chung, and that is going over different changes and making sure that we have a core understanding of all the forms and that we're able to best serve all the clients that we serve. And that's from 9 to 10 o'clock on Friday. Prior to that, at 8:30 to about 9 o'clock, we do a Friday market update. That's Davian and I, and we're going to just talk about what's going on in the market, some of the numbers, and making sure that you're well informed. And it's all the news that you can use as far as real estate is concerned. And then on Friday afternoon, you heard it here, we have our grand opening, and that is on November 12th, Friday, from 3 to 6 o'clock, with our ribbon cutting with the chamber at 3:30, and that's going to be fun. We cannot wait to meet our neighbors in Tumwater.
That's right. So just pop in. You don't have to stay the whole time. If you want to just pop in for a minute, say hi, and we have just a little gift to send away with everyone that pops in. So we're just excited and blessed to be able to be here and be of service. So we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a great week.
Very good. All right. So in wrapping, we have two words that we like to end with here, and that is a declaration to go do something that may be a little bit uncomfortable today, but is going to lead to your growth into the future. And it's never really about today. All the things that we do today really work into our future and building a better future for ourselves, our families, and the people that we love and care about. So those two words are on the screen as be bold.
Yeah.
So what we do is we just make a nice big declaration as we end this to be bold to ourselves. Davina, want to count us out?
Absolutely. On 3, we're going to go out with a big be bold. Let's mean it. Let's say it. Let's do it. Let's live it. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Be bold.
Have a great day, everybody.
Yes. Enjoy.